And welcome back to the Apocalypse. My name is Vormithrax, you can call me Vorm, and this is episode 29 of our Let's Play tutorial for Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. So in this episode, we're going to get some base maintenance and skills done. As I've started to do in between episodes, I unloaded our inventory from the car and dropped everything onto the piles. I took care of our food and hunger and thirst status. I also tried to get to sleep, and a consequence of having a cold is that I started coughing during the night and it kept waking me up, so I had to get out of bed, come up here to the medical pile, grab some cough syrup, and take a little bit of cough syrup so I could get to sleep. We actually ended up having to sleep twice, so some game time has gone by because we had to sleep 2 full cycles because we were dead tired. We were constantly waking up the first time from the cold, and we finally managed to get rid of it, so the cold status has disappeared. If we check our status indicator here, so we're okay there. We're full and slaked, so everything's good there. Hit points are up, so good starting position for us. And what I plan to do is a few things. I want to mention a couple things though. In reviewing the last episode when I was editing it to upload, I noticed a couple of things. First, in that fight just south of where we got our technical vehicle, there was a moose on zombie on Ibot 3-way fight that occurred. The moose survived and came after us. We killed it and butchered it for some nice meat, but I had mentioned the zombie that had died down in that fight had some items I wanted, and I totally forgot after dealing with the moose to go down and grab those. So that's one thing I want to do. In particular was night vision goggles that were dropped that I want to make sure I grab. And then the second thing I noticed, or I figured out when I came back to the base and I was unloading the vehicle, is that when I picked up the cart and told it to put it into the vehicle's trunk, it was actually overloaded and it dropped the cart on the ground instead. And then as we pulled away in the technical, the exhaust from the technical kind of covered up the cart being on the ground behind me. So I can spot it in a few frames of the playback video when I went trying to find my cart, and that's where it's at. It's sitting on the ground up where we had got the technical. So we got 2 reasons to head back up to that area and grab those items. So we're going to do that, but no big hurry. They'll just sit there until we get a chance to run up there. So I want to get just a couple of more things done around the base before we make that trip. So we got the goggles, the cart. The next thing I want to mention is we've got a fairly decent supply of food thanks to all the meat we brought in recently, donated by the local wildlife that kept encountering us. So I went ahead and smoked all the meat. A few of them were starting to go not bad yet. They hadn't completely spoiled, but they were going to the old status. I managed to get them smoked, and I think that will preserve them just fine. So we've got a fairly good supply of food available, and we got a lot of random food items, so we got some pretty good recipes that we can cook up some batches of food. So I want to take advantage of the fact that we've got lots of food and water, and I want to go check our book pile. I think we can get some good skill ups done if we just spend a game day or 2 here just doing some reading and eating and managing our morale for a short time. So always important to take the opportunities to raise your skills when you can, so I think this is a good time. So let's take a look at our book pile. So I've been dropping books on the pile the last few times we came back from our scavenging runs, and you can see in red here we've got a number of fairly good looking ones, so let's go ahead and read through these. So I'm just going to hit, well, let's do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and pick them all up, drag them over into the sunlight where the lighting's a little better, and then we're going to just read each one. So this is the advanced chemistry book, and you can see here it'll bring your cooking skill to 8. Now we have to have a cooking of level 5 to even understand this thing, and it requires an intelligence of 12 to easily read. So we meet the intelligence level, but we're not cooking level 5 yet, so we can't even read this thing yet, but it's got a ton of high-level recipes, including all-time favorites like duct tape. So a lot of good reasons we're going to want to get this book read. Being able to get our cooking up to level 8 from 5 is really nice, so I'm really excited that we found this advanced physical chemistry book. We've just got to find some way of bootstrapping our cooking skill up to level 5 so we can take advantage and read that book. Alright, so next one in the row here, and you'll notice here it has the message, you don't know enough about cooking to understand the jargon. So that's basically grayed out until we can meet the minimum requirement. So Alpha Male Quarterly is just survival to 1, that's not useful. This is the electronics skill to 5. I'm actually pretty happy to see that. Now the only downside is you need electronics 4 to be able to understand it, so it only is going to gain you 1 level once you meet the minimum. So eventually that'll be somewhat useful. Mostly that's going to be things for recipes like power storage and combat or compact bionic modules. That's what CBM stands for. That's the things I've been trying to butcher out of those shock zombies, is these bionic modules that give you all sorts of cool super abilities. So that's something we'll be able to use eventually, but unfortunately it goes on the can't read yet list. We'll try Bon Appetit, and Bon Appetit can bring, actually wrong book, and right here, cooking skill to 1. So that one's not useful, unfortunately. Popular mechanics only does mechanics 1, so we're not getting too lucky. Everything except for the 1 book so far. Speaking skill to 3, not too terribly worried about that one. And Top Gear is just driving to 1. So unfortunately the only thing that's really useful are going to be the 2 that we can't read yet. So we need to find some way of getting our cooking skill up. And the the augmentative tech review. That's the electronics to 5. So, alright, but we need electronics 4. Got it. So we need electronics 4 and cooking at 5 to be able to take advantage of the ones that I'm really interested in. And currently we're looking at cooking of 4, so we're not too far off from being able to do that if we just stick in a base here and do some cooking. If we've got the recipes and the raw materials, we could level up our cooking skill, try to push it to 5, and then do a marathon reading session to try to get our cooking all the way up to 8, and that would be awesome. That would just open up so many possibilities for recipes, as well as improving our ability to produce the lower level stuff. So that's something to look at. And then electronics, I don't even know if I've got a single point in yet. Electronics, actually we're at electronics 2, so that's not too bad. That's a little harder to raise though. That one we're going to have to think about. I'm not sure what activity we could do in the game world that's going to do electronics. I can't remember what might grind that skill up. We might just have to go on a book hunt to learn some electronics. I'll have to check the recipe list. Sometimes you can do fabrication that requires things like that, but I'm a little uncertain on that one. I don't do that one as often. Alright, so let's think about this. Let's drop the books back in the pile here. Really, the cooking is the only thing that I see as a possibility. Drop these items as well. Alright. So we're at cooking 4, only 3% progress. The other thing I noted was we're really close to leveling up our survival skill from level 2. I think that's from the butchering and the scavenging we've been doing that's been raising that. So let's jump over here and take a look at a few things. If we look in our cooking recipes, so we're at skill 4, and we would want to be cooking things that are difficulty 4 to get the skill ups and have them take as little time as possible. So I'm not sure how many choices we have. Seasoned salt looks like a really good one, only 8 minutes per attempt. How many could we do? We can only do 2 combines on that one, unfortunately. What would be... It takes a ton of salt and some kind of a sugar or honey option and specialized seasoning. So a lot of specialized raw materials for that one. Broth is also a 4-4, but it takes 30 minutes. That one we might be able to do more of. Nope, pretty short on that one as well. And that's only difficulty 3, so not too many higher level recipes that I'm confident we could do enough of to really concentrate and grind up our cooking skills. So we're a little ways out from taking advantage of that, I think. The other things, we haven't upgraded our skill enough to really worry about doing some of that. So let's put that on the back burner as an idea. So what's up? What else can we do? Equipment-wise, I pared down the equipment to what we normally carry, so we've got a hold of most of it. The car trunk still has some of our other tools and items that we usually just tool around with, so we'll leave that there. So we've got our full set of medicines. I've got way too much smoked meat on my inventory, so let's unload 20 of the smoked meat into our pile. I do need to transfer some water into some portable bottles or a jar, but let's unload clean water, pour into a container, and just to my east we'll do plastic bottle, pour into a container, plastic bottle, and that's it. So, and then we'll go ahead and grab the 2 bottles of plastic bottles of clean water. Alright, so checking our inventory, we've got 7 smoked meat and 2, 4, 5 units of water on us, so that should be enough for just running around real quick. We've got our weapons as usual, our baton and sticks, as well as our spear, our Mossberg. We need to reload that. Let's do that right now. So let's wield, switch over to the Mossberg, and get that fully reloaded. And then we'll wear the Mossberg and switch back to our forked spear. Alright, so our weapons are all set. We've still got a good amount of double-aught shot for the shotgun. That's our primary oh crap gun for bad situations. And I do need to remember, as always, to take off the duffel bag. Alright, duffel bag is taken off. And we don't have hardly any volume left because we're carrying the duffel bag. We're just going to toss that in the trunk of the vehicle. Alright, so what do we want to do? If we're not... We don't really have a good opportunity to read the books like I was hoping we would have, so we're going to put that process off. So let's take a look at our map. We know we want to make a trip back up to Madison, grab the items that we left up there, the infrared goggles on the zombie corpse, as well as our cart. So if we're going to take a drive up that direction, I'm debating, do we want to head over this way to Linnaeus and finish checking out this area? Or do we want to head down this direction in the cleared area to Maynard? And we know there was a gas station down here. Now there is a shock brute somewhere in this area. That's the most dangerous thing I saw in this section of town. And then finally the other option is to come down and try to finish exploring the south end of the town. So, kind of undecided. Let's kind of play it by ear. I think first we need to head up here and get our cart and the other stuff. What I'm debating is I might see if we can take our technical and let's go play tag with the shock zombies in the electrical distribution center here. So in the power substation, because with the RAM on the front end of our technical, I'm wondering if we might be able to just run them over and avoid the whole getting shocked and killing them situation. So this one's a little more durable than the other vehicles we've tried, and it's close enough to our base that if things go wrong, we've still got it near enough to our supplies that we can probably get away and get it repaired. So, with that in mind, let's check the time. It's 12:30, so it's middle of the day. I think, yeah, let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and do that. So, alternatively, we also have options like turrets, and I don't know if I want to unleash the turret on those zombies. I'd rather hold it for something a lot more dangerous. Shocker zombies do have their problems, but I think we're well enough equipped now that we can deal with them, and we won't need to try to test out these turrets that I don't know how to use yet. This is all new to me. So let's not do that. We've got the car turned on. We'll zoom out. I'm going to zoom all the way out so I get the maximum view range. We'll kick the speed up a bit, and I'm actually going to move overland. Well, do I want to stay on the road and draw them down to the road? That'd probably be smarter. We'll see whose attention we get by just moving up this way. We'll zoom in a bit here. We'll try to get closer to the fence line, see what we can see. Alright, I'm going to press X to detach the cursor and move it north here. So they're way up at the north edge of the fence line. They'd have to actually break through the fence to get to me out above that section, and I think I'm too far away for them to spot me way down here. So, do we move north in the vehicle, or do I get out and just go in the front gate and deal with them hand to hand? let's just go in hand to hand. I don't want to take a chance with my vehicle. I'm too happy to have this thing, and I don't want to get it blown up. So let's cancel that mode. We'll zoom in again. We'll just zoom the vehicle up towards this gate and then slow down and come to a halt right there. Alright. Shift 6. We'll stop driving. We know about the zombies. And just to double check, we got decent supply of gas, but we definitely want to pay attention to that, and the battery's doing well. So, alright. Anything we want to grab before we head up here? I don't think so. I'm just going to try to kill them. The danger here is, I know for a fact that the power station workers have an ability that might cause me some problems. And when it happens, I'll tell you. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Alright, we pried the door open. I don't think anything's spotted us yet. Yep, they don't have the exclamation point next to their name, so they haven't spotted me yet. So we'll take advantage of that, and we'll see what's in the building here. Got some solder. We'll take that. Don't need a screwdriver. Oops. And what else do we got? A processor board. We'll grab it. What else is down this way? We'll just point at it. A head torch we don't really need, but it might have some batteries, an amplifier circuit, and a light bulb, and some gloves, safety glasses, the raincoat, and a wood saw. We might be able to make use of some of that. Let's go ahead and head that direction. Yeah, the head torch we can unload, so we'll just grab the batteries out of it. Light bulb I haven't found a use for that I've used recently. We'll go ahead and take the amplifier circuit. I know there's a few things we can build that might use that. And alright, so raincoat I think we've already got. Don't care about the t-shirt. Work pants actually have decent protection, 95% coverage and some warmth, so they're not too bad. Gloves I'm pretty sure we've got a lot of. Safety glasses can be used to make some things, so we'll grab that just in case. And then 2 wood sawing quality. I believe our toolkit already gives us that, but we'll grab it and throw it in the trunk just in case. And then that heads back out into the main yard. Alright, let's come back this way. And how's my storage doing? We're almost maxed out, so let's drop this stuff off real quick. I was in run mode, so turn that off. Alright, let's drop some stuff in here. So all of this is going in. And the duffel bag definitely. And the wood saw. Alright, and I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure the toolbox has the wood saw 2. Yep, 2 wood sawing quality. So, alright, let's head back in and see if we can deal with these critters. Ah, cool. We got one of the shock zombies down by the fence line. I'm thinking of drawing him through the window instead. We can minimize his range to shock us if we come over this way, and then we kind of... Oh, where are you going, guy? There he is. Come on through here. There you go. That's what I want. Alright. Ah. Okay, get out of the shock. And as usual, that hurts. Come on. Alright. Took a little more hits than I liked for the single shock zombie. He got us into some pain, and the shock blast hit all of our hit locations a bit, but no lasting damage, so that's one of them. I only know of one other one that's in here. We're going to leave the corpse for the moment. Don't need any of that stuff. So there's another one right there. So I think he spotted us, so we're going to... Where are you at, zombie? Come on. Oh, he's on the other side of the fence. Let's head to this side then. Hello. Ah, missed him when he was on the countertop. Alright, well, we're about to get hit again. Not surprising. Alright. We got him 2 good sticks right there at the end there, so it looks like our spear helped us out as well. You block most of the damage, so the abilities, or special abilities, qualities of the forked spear really helped us out. So that's these right here. The disarm, parry, and the reach attack. Alright, and he's carrying some pliers, got one bolt turning, pretty sure our toolbox has got that, so yeah. So we've got 2 bolt turning out of the toolbox, so we don't really need that. I'm going to grab it though, just because we can sometimes build other things out of the tool sets if we get a full set of tools. So I want to keep a complete set of the various tools in the base, just in case we get an opportunity to build those types of things. Alright, don't care about the rest of it. Now, did I bring the butcher knife with me? Steak knife, I mean. Yep, we got the steak knife, so that's improving our butchering capabilities. So, now I did still see a worker zombie. Where is that guy? Don't see him, so he must be around a corner or behind some equipment up there. So we're going to take advantage of it, and we're going to butcher. And I am once again praying for some compact bionic modules. I'd prefer to get my scavenging skill up one more. We were so close, but we'll go with it. Oh, now we spotted him. Stop butchering. No. And darn it. Didn't get one again. So, 2 burned out bionics from that one. So, nothing useful there. So, let's roll the dice again. And 1 burnt out bionic. So, unfortunately, failed still. Alright, well, that's what happens. I was hoping the steak knife would give us enough of a benefit that we could get some bionic modules out of those guys. Alright, so here comes the fun guy. He's on the other side of the fence. We're going to move away from him just for the moment. Oops. He's trying to come through the fence. I'm going to duck back into the building here. I think now he's going to come through this way. Alright, so we'll wait right here for him to take one more step. Whoops. Alright, there's the special ability I was worried about. Right there. They've got a magnetic ability. They've been electrified and they've got a magnetic ability. The forked spear is pulled away from your hands. So the forked spear is now, I believe, on the ground at his feet. So we need to equip another weapon. So we'll switch to the... Well, let's try throwing sticks at him first. So, throw, stick. Got a good hit for 22. He's moderately injured, so I think this is probably our best bet. We critted him. He should be almost dead. He's heavily injured. There we go. Alright. I want my forked spear back. He was carrying it with him. So that's the special ability that I was kind of worried about. I didn't want to meet him while fighting the shocker zombies. So it would really be bad to be trying to poke the shocker zombie with my spear and find out that it just got pulled out of my hands by the zombie technician. So that's what I was worried about. So that's something to know about. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up our throwing sticks and we'll smash the corpse. Alright, I'm going to grab the screwdriver, more safety glasses. I think we're okay with what we've got. Ooh, tool belt. That's the kind of thing that I was curious about, so, or was interested in. There are better versions of this, but it says here, a common belt with pockets and a small belt loop widely used by handyman and electricians. And it notes here it can carry items from 0.17 liters up to 0.5 liters or 1.65 pounds. So basically it's got some hoops and loops and straps, and you can attach tools to it to carry on your body so they don't take up space. But at the moment I'm going to grab it because, again, we might be able to use it to build some of the other upgraded versions. But I don't need it immediately because the toolbox is really taking care of most of what we need. Alright, I don't think there's anything else up here other than we could disassemble a lot of these various devices that you see for raw materials. So if we decide at some point we need to build something in our base, this is going to be a great resource to have nearby for all sorts of metal, scrap metal, and electronics equipment. So let's actually take a look real quick. So if we open the gate here and look at this one just above me, that is a potential transformer versus a switchgear. That's a small switchgear versus high voltage oil circuit breaker. So A lot of things that we can do here. We can deconstruct furniture and pick a direction. So let's deconstruct the thing just above me, for example. So we disassembled the high voltage oil circuit breaker. And in that pile now are 5 ceramic shards, 7 sheet metals, scrap metal, chunks of steel, amplifier circuits, power converters, and copper wire. So we've just got a bonanza, basically. We've got this entire facility we could take apart. So we've got about an unlimited supply of these kinds of materials right next to our base. So that's great. Happy to see that. But for the moment, we're not going to bother picking any of that stuff up. When we know we need to build something that needs those types of materials, we'll just do a quick run over here and grab them. Alright, so we successfully cleared out our power substation. So let's go ahead and mark this as fully explored, and we'll know we can come back here. Alright, let's now drop off anything else I picked up. The batteries, keeping all that. Drop off that, the screwdriver and pliers. And oops, I brought the smoker with me. We'll drop that in there as well. Alright, and then we're going to wield our spear. Okay, we're good to go. And turn on the car again. It starts right up. Always happy to see that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and head north and grab those other things before I forget. So we're going to go in reverse. We're going to back up. And we'll go a little further. Right there is good enough. Then we'll head forward. Make sure it has a chance to actually move into forward gear here. And then we're going to get moving. Alright, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the bushes and a little bit ahead of me. I'm not sure just how effective that spiked ram is up front. I might just be able to ignore bushes now. Let's go ahead and hit one just to see what kind of message we get. So it says the Technical's frame rams into the shrub. See, I don't want the frame to be hitting things. I want the spiked ram to be hitting things. That's what I'm worried about. So if it's hitting the frame, we're taking damage on the frame, and we could lose the front end components of the vehicle. So I think I will go ahead and just continue to avoid bushes and rocks. Don't care about the kitty cat. Squirrels, groundhogs, and bobcats are the only other things on the map, so we're doing fine there. We'll just keep tooling along at 30 miles an hour. Let's actually kick it up a little bit. Alright, so we need to go to the right a little further. There they are. Oh, zombie got back up again. So we were gone too long, and apparently I never came down to that body to loot it, hence I never smashed the corpse. So he has now gotten back up again. We're going to take care of that. We're going to let the ram do our work for us. I just get a giggle out of that every single time. Alright, we'll coast to a stop here. I'm just going to leave the engine running, so we'll just say let go of the controls. We'll hop out. And first let's go down and take care of the corpse. So we smash the corpse. Here's the iBot. These are, it says here, a broken iBot. Much less threatening now that it won't be calling for backup. So these basically are like spy eyes. They wander around, and if they see you performing certain actions like breaking into vending machines or banks or jewelry stores and so on, then they can call robot defenders to come fight you, which will just tear you up. So you want to be really careful dealing with iBots. They're really zippy and hard to hit. Certain types of attacks and weapons are better than others, and I'm going to let you figure out which ones. Alright, so he's too heavy to just pick up. I will pick up the solar cell, though. Alright, so got an RA-21E medical ampule. I think we found another one of those. That's the one that needs the RivTech jet injector device. We're going to grab it. We're going to grab the cash card. Another pair of safety glasses. The infrared goggles are what I'm mostly interested in. And a turnout coat that fits. I probably will eventually switch into turnout coat, possibly. You'll notice that even with the fitted quality, it still provides 20 encumbrance, so that's the tough part, but it provides some good protection value. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab those. I'll leave the flame suit. Alright, that's an it. So head back to the car. And grab the controls. And there is our cart sitting on the ground. Alright, we'll stop it. Let go of the controls, hop out, go grab our cart. Sorry, Cartsy, didn't mean to leave you behind. Oops. Alright, so I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and call this episode right here. I'm trying to keep these just a little bit shorter so people can watch them on lunch breaks and stuff instead of going over an hour on some of the longer ones. They're a little more inconvenient lengths. So this seems like a pretty good spot, and in between this and the next episode, I'm going to have to think about what we're going to do from here. We've got lots of things we could do down in this area. We haven't really explored much of this. We could run north up along this road and see what kind of is up there. So we got a lot of options and possibilities. Let's delete that note while I'm thinking about it. So this area is now completely clear pretty much. So I'm going to cancel out of that, and that's where I'm going to stop the episode. So, as usual, appreciate you coming along for the ride as we try to navigate our way through this zombie apocalypse. If you've got any questions, please do take advantage of the comments section, or you can hit me up on my Discord channel, also linked below. And I'm happy to chat with folks about the game and answer any questions or offer any advice I can. As usual, also, please take advantage of the like and subscribe buttons. Those help me quite a bit in letting me know that people are enjoying the content and improve the metrics for the channel so we can get better viewership. So I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good day.